Hello, my name is Chris Hurt, and I'm here today with the former money manager for Saudi Arabia's sovereign wealth fund. He's also traded energy at some of the world's top hedge funds, and he's the author of the One Ticker Retirement Plan. Specifically, we're here to discuss an unusual investment opportunity with real potential to bank massive wins from a hidden bull market in American energy. Now, unfortunately, most regular investors out there have no clue about this opportunity, but you know what? That changes today, right here and now, because you are going to see the #1 retirement play in American energy. It specifically is a way to see returns 10 times higher than the U.S. oil market. That is at least what this unique retirement strategy delivered over just a single week in March. And our guest today believes that we are set to deliver returns just like this in the weeks and months ahead. Now, give me a moment. I want to put that in perspective because beating the oil markets in America's last energy boom by 10x would have turned $1,000 into $47,000 over 2 years' time. You keep up growth like that for 2 more years, and you'd be sitting on 2.2 million. So this is a rare and extraordinary opportunity that we're looking at here today. And it's an opportunity that exists only in America's energy industry right now. It doesn't take decades of Wall Street experience to see that American energy is taking off. Just last year, U.S. production of oil, natural gas, and even renewable energy did hit new highs. America claimed the throne as the world's top producer with 14.8 billion barrels of crude, worth $322 billion at today's prices. We now supply 20% of the world's oil, almost double the next highest producers, Russia and Saudi Arabia. And as you'll see in just a moment, this trend is just the start because thanks to power-hungry AI, our guest today is certain that one particular fossil fuel is going to rocket higher and higher in the year ahead. And he's actually not alone. As meme stocks, the Magnificent Seven, and crypto capture everyone's attention, many of the world's smartest investors are very quietly piling into America's energy industry. As a matter of fact, in one of his last moves before retirement, Warren Buffett is now loading up on U.S. energy stocks. Oil and gas now make up over 10% of his Berkshire Hathaway portfolio, worth $31 billion. The world's largest hedge fund, Citadel, purchased rights to 57,000 acres of Louisiana shale in a $1 billion deal. Even BlackRock, accused of being led astray by Biden's woke policies, has $225 billion invested in the industry. And I need to mention it's not just Wall Street giants too. Pension funds are piling into this right now too. The Municipal Employees Retirement System of Michigan, the Healthcare of Ontario Pension Plan, and the Canadian Pension Plan. These are conservative investors, and they're charged with protecting workers' retirements, of course. They're worth almost $1 trillion, and they too are standing behind U.S. energy right now. President Trump himself did recently speak on the sector's importance at the Pennsylvania Energy Summit. And at the very same summit, Google stood up and announced a $25 billion investment into powering AI with U.S. energy. So it appears obvious the writing is now on the wall. While Main Street investors, regular people out there, are worried about volatile markets and inflation, and justifiably so, the fact is the world's elite investors are backing up the truck on U.S. energy. There is a shift that's underway in America's energy markets, and it's one that our guest today believes will cause prices to leap far higher than they are right now today. He's going to fill us in on all of this in just a minute. In the meantime, don't be surprised when you see your friends jumping into oil and gas stocks, bragging about money they made in ConocoPhillips or Exxon or Chevron. Now, if you go along with the crowd, you may do all right for yourself, but I will say I don't recommend that right now, at least not until you hear what our guest has to say. Stick with us for a few minutes because he has found an alternative investment strategy with upside potential that dwarfs traditional investments. And perhaps more importantly, this opportunity will not leave you helpless when markets take a turn. See, when you're investing in oil and gas directly, buying exploration stocks or collecting mineral royalties, you're always going to be subject to the boom and bust cycle, which is why energy has been considered a young man's game, right? It can be too risky to bet your retirement on when it could be a decade or more before that cycle turns around. That is why some of energy's biggest names out there are now turning to this alternative investment in their later years. It reduces the risk of traditional energy investing. following a tried and true blueprint to preserve and grow wealth, with the potential to profit from both the big booms and the inevitable busts that can follow. And though 99% of people remain unaware of this opportunity, our guest, of course, is going to share that with all of us today. But you know what? First, let's take a minute and just have him introduce himself properly and prove to you how these AI tools like Elon Musk's Grok and ChatGPT really are skyrocketing energy demand out there. He's also going to reveal the unusual investment opportunity that is his #1 retirement play for the new age of American energy, and I can see him out of the corner of my eye. He's making his way here hot on set right now.
It's great to see you.
Larry, it's good to see you too. Have a seat and join us here.
Thank you.
So before we get into your #1 retirement play, I really would like to introduce you to everyone watching at home right now. You should know that Larry's research has been featured on CNBC, Bloomberg, MarketWatch, to name a few. I'm probably leaving out quite a bit. Most people know him as a market wizard. And I choose those words very literally. Alongside the likes of like Paul Tudor Jones and Ray Dalio, you earned that title after a 20-year winning streak at your hedge fund where you managed nearly $1 billion. Pretty amazing.
Well, Chris, I don't want to name drop, but some of the wealthiest people in the world have been my clients.
Right. And I mentioned it in the introduction, but you even managed money for Saudi royalty.
Chris, I did. After a while, I got tired of helping the rich grow richer. I started a project to help hardworking Americans build their retirement they dreamed about.
Right. Now, what was that project?
I called it the One Ticker Retirement Plan. I'm proud to say it helped more than 60,000 people on their journey to retirement. Since then, I've devoted my life to helping people preserve and grow their wealth in any market conditions. Like in May of 2022, I realized oil prices had peaked.
Right. Now, how could you tell that?
I saw a signal in the markets. Big oil operators were planning for supply trouble. Immediately, I sent my readers a bearish recommendation.
Right. In fact, you did call peak oil almost to the day. I think oil crashed almost 50% over the next year. And unfortunately, a lot of unaware investors went right with it.
Well, Chris, anyone buying oil back then expected prices to keep going up. But I saw the truth. The bull market in oil was over. Now I'm picking up on another signal, and I have another bold prediction.
And what is that?
I believe we're entering the greatest energy bull market in a century. And this time it has nothing to do with oil at all.
Well, if not oil, then where?
Another fuel is about to dominate this cycle. It's being called a bull market hiding in plain sight. Everything I'm seeing says natural gas prices will soar in the coming weeks and months.
Interesting, natural gas. So what exactly are you seeing?
We're at the start of a new energy-hungry industrial revolution, one that can only be fueled by U.S. natural gas.
So we're in an industrial revolution right now.
That's right. You won't hear it from the mainstream media, but the stories and the proof are all out there for those who know where to look.
Right. You're just sort of connecting the dots for us here today.
That's right. And I backed up all my claims in detail and disclosure pages linked below for anyone who wants to dig in deeper. But here's the plain truth. Artificial intelligence is a full-scale industrial revolution.
Right. Well, no doubt. We're hearing a lot about AI in the news, but the mainstream media hasn't said anything about an industrial revolution. Now, why is that?
Listen, a leading Google AI researcher had to quit his job to speak freely. He compares AI to the wheel. A Nobel Peace Prize winner predicts AI will be 10 times bigger than the Industrial Revolution. And McKinsey warns that those who do not act fast will be left behind. That's why I believe this could be the greatest money-making opportunity of a generation, but only for those who act quickly and know where to put their money.
Mm-hmm. But now, where exactly should investors out there be putting their money to make the most of this new industrial revolution?
Well, Chevron's CEO hit the nail on the head when he said, America has triumphed in every industrial era, and we have the power and leadership to do it again.
Right. But can you spell that out a little bit for me?
Well, it all comes back to power. John D. Rockefeller powered the Industrial Revolution with oil, and he became the wealthiest man in history for that. Now we're going to see energy demand rise to levels never seen before. Only this time, oil won't be the star of the show. Natural gas will power the AI revolution.
So, Larry, how much power does AI actually use?
Mountains. Every time you ask ChatGPT a question, that's up to 40 watt hours. That's like leaving every light in your house on for hours.
My dad would not have stood for that, for the record.
Multiply that by billions of messages sent to ChatGPT every day. It's easy to see how that can get out of hand.
Right. And we need to point out ChatGPT is just one of dozens of major AI services out there, too.
And all of them need massive energy-hungry data centers to run.
Well, that brings up another question. How much energy do the data centers use?
Oh, tons. It's about 200 terawatt hours a year. And this could triple in the next 5 years alone. That's more than double the energy consumption of the entire state of California. And Reuters expects demand will keep growing.
Now, natural gas will fuel all of this increased demand, right?
Well, Chris, experts in the field say natural gas is the only real option.
So what kind of potential are you seeing here, actually?
Well, imagine if California tripled in size overnight. That's the type of surge in demand and prices we're talking about here. That's why this is a once-in-a-generation opportunity, all made possible by the AI boom.
All right, so a lot of demand there. Now, how can regular people and investors out there get in on this opportunity?
Well, I found what I believe is the best opportunity in this new energy boom. And if you act now, you will have the chance to get in early before this AI revolution really takes off.
Right. So now, why couldn't we just buy natural gas stocks?
Well, you could. You'd probably do fine over the next couple of years, but you'd likely miss out on one of the biggest gains, and not just by a little. I found a far better and less risky way to profit from America's natural gas boom. Unfortunately, most people will completely miss out on this opportunity.
Right. So what is it that's holding people back here? Is this difficult to get into, or maybe it's expensive?
Oh, Chris, not at all. You can get started for as low as $300. Most will miss out simply because they don't know about the opportunity. It's got nothing to do with stocks, ETF, energy futures, or overhyped and underwhelming royalty deals. And the returns can be much bigger.
Really? So how much bigger?
Well, during the last U.S. oil boom in 2020 to 2022, you could have made 357% if you timed the market perfectly.
I'd be happy with that.
Well, don't get me wrong, that's an incredible return, but I looked at the market data. In the same time, you could have made 79%, 121%, 100%, and 74% with this overlooked energy play.
All right, so 4 opportunities for gains.
Well, with $500 in each trade, you could have made $1,870 in pure profit.
Right, and you could have done that without keeping your money tied up in the markets for 2 whole years, too, like a lot of buy and hold investors would typically do.
Well, Chris, it gets much better. After the peak in 2022, oil crashed 33% in 3.5 months. Pay attention, because this is why I believe I've discovered the best retirement play in energy.
All right, I'm all ears.
While regular investors saw the top third chopped off their portfolio, this unusual energy play scored more gains. 12% in 4 days, 38% in a week, 128% in 8 days.
So you found examples where this play made gains even in a bust market?
I did, Chris. That's possible because this is one of the only energy plays to insulate you from the boom-bust cycle. In short, the investment I'm about to show you may be one of the more profitable and less risky investments in energy.
Well, it sounds perfect for investors out there who don't want the risk of owning a company that's only as good as its last well. Now, you don't need to be an accredited investor for this, right?
That's the best part. Anybody can do this. You don't need a special account. A regular brokerage account will do, and you don't need a ton of cash.
All right, so tell us what this energy play actually is.
The energy play I want to share with you is an investment that propelled T. Boone Pickens from the brink of bankruptcy into a billionaire after he hit retirement age.
So Pickens, he was a famous corporate raider who was involved in taking over some of the biggest companies in energy, right?
And Chris, he made and lost fortunes doing that. But it wasn't until later years that he discovered arguably the greatest retirement play in history.
How late are we talking here? 40s or 50s?
It all began 3 months before his 68th birthday. The company Pickens spent his life building was facing bankruptcy. He was forced to sell it. It left him at the lowest point of his professional career.
Wow. That's tough. I can't imagine practically starting from nothing as you head into retirement.
Flash forward to 2002. Pickens had started a hedge fund. In the beginning, the results were underwhelming until an employee came barreling through his door with an idea that transformed Pickens' fortune for the rest of his life.
Is that right? That must have been some idea.
It was. You see, the firm was bullish on natural gas, but poor on cash. This employee discovered a way to get big exposure to natural gas without much money down. As America underwent a natural gas boom, T. Boone Pickens' retirement play paid off big.
All right. How big?
How does 330% in just 2 months sound?
Ha! That sounds pretty great to me.
Well, 10 years after facing bankruptcy, T. Boone Pickens was one of the highest earners on Wall Street. And in 2006, he earned $1.1 billion.
That's pretty impressive. So now what was the secret behind his success there?
Well, Chris, he discovered a unique way to multiply his profits with options. Options are a backdoor way to tap into an energy boom.
Right, options. Now, what do you mean by backdoor?
Look, energy is hard work, exploration, drilling, infrastructure, and transportation. It's expensive and risky. Options are a way to sidestep all of that.
Right. Well, T. Boone Pickens, I'm sure, spent his prime years doing the hard work, right? Drilling those wells and investing in exploration companies.
Yes, but he didn't make his first billion until he started using options.
So profit from energy without the hard work. That sounds a little too good to be true.
There's nothing wrong with working hard. I know I have. But at a certain point, you deserve to reap the rewards and let the young bucks take on the risk. That's why I say it's the ultimate retirement investment.
Right. Well, I admit I'm dying to know here. I mean, how do we get started with this ultimate retirement investment?
Well, as I'll show you in just a minute, you can set up a simple play on one of the most promising companies in natural gas for just a few dollars. And when you do, you will have the chance to tap into profits from one of the biggest energy reserves in the world.
All right, good. We'll get into that. Now, I got another question, though. Why are options better for retirement investors than buying stock?
Let me answer with a quote from T. Boone Pickens. We've got to stay safe on the thing. With options, he controlled a huge amount of natural gas without taking risk of ownership. This is why I consider options the perfect retirement investment.
It's interesting. You're saying options are less risky than owning a stock outright?
Well, they definitely can be. You see, energy companies take on a lot of risk. Discovering new deposits can cost a fortune. And after that, they need to drill, then upkeep the wells. And payroll can cover thousands of employees.
Right. I get it. There's a lot of overhead, a lot of things that can go wrong.
Precisely. Every time T. Boone Pickens made money drilling, he turned around and lost it finding new deposits.
Really? Drilling is that expensive?
A single well can cost over $60 million and add maintenance, building roads, storing and transporting the gas.
Yeah, I see what you're saying here. When things turn south at that point, then it's the shareholders that are left holding that bag.
Exactly. Shareholders own the company. They take the risks. Options are different. They're a step removed from the boom-bust cycle.
See, how is that, though?
Well, with options, you don't need to own any stock at all. Instead, you control hundreds of shares at a time with a fraction of the price. Your risk is limited to what you pay, and you'll spend a lot less time in the market.
I see. Less time in the market reduces the risk of energy stocks or owning those stocks. And you say the profits can be much larger than owning them, too.
Let's look at the best performing stocks in oil and gas this year. The San Juan Basin Royalty Trust, ticker SJT.
SJT. All right. So what is it that this company does?
SJT is interesting. It doesn't drill or explore or transport oil or gas. It doesn't do much of anything at all. It collects royalty on the gas-rich San Juan Basin. That's all.
I see. So when gas does well, SJT does well too.
Correct. This company's recent surge showed me that natural gas bull market is already underway. $1,000 invested in SJT at the start of the year is worth about $1,509 today, a gain of 51%.
Which would be an incredible return for a stock.
Well, believe it or not, it beat NVIDIA, Meta, and Google's return. In fact, it beat every single member of the Magnificent Seven.
Now that's tough to believe, actually.
But compare it with this. I look back at the market, and if you put $1,000 into my number one retirement play, you could have had $6,999.
7 times your money. That's incredible. And you're saying it did it with less risk.
Well, look, Chris, there's always risk in investing. Every day in the market is more risk. That's the price we pay for the chance to win big. With options, you get in, you get out of the market decisively.
All right. So less time in the market equals less risk.
Exactly. This options play spent just 23 days in the market. The rest of the time, the money was safe in your bank. That's why I think this is the perfect retirement play.
Right. So your play beat the best stocks in oil and gas and the Magnificent Seven. Now, what about other alternative investments out there? And I'm thinking like silver and gold, Bitcoin.
Well, it beat silver by 14 times, gold by 15 times, and it crushed Bitcoin by 27 times.
Holy smoke. My friends can't stop talking about crypto. They should be talking about this instead.
Well, Chris, you're starting to see why options are a brilliant investment strategy.
Right. So while everybody else is out there crossing their fingers, hoping things are going to keep going up, you're actually sitting there. You can target opportunities with very surgical precision.
And if things do start to look shaky, we can make an option play targeting the bust.
Right. Meaning if it goes up, if gas goes up, you could score a big payout. Then you turn around and score another big one on the way down. So please tell us, how do we actually start doing this, targeting wins with options?
Well, I found by far the best option play in America's new energy boom. It's a play on the most productive natural gas reserve in the United States. It's called The Gift That Keeps Giving and the Future of America.
The future of America. Now, that's a big claim. So what are we talking about here?
The Marcellus Shale, a 400-million-year-old rock formation that is saturated with 262 trillion cubic feet of natural gas.
Sounds very big. Now, what makes the Marcellus better than other natural gas deposits out there? We got the Haynesville or Permian as well.
New technology has exploded output in the Marcellus. Today, it outperforms every other U.S. source of natural gas.
That's incredible.
That's why the New York Times is saying the Marcellus is the center of the fuel bonanza, and Congressman Glenn Thompson believes it has created massive wealth in America, and is the reason CNBC is calling Pennsylvania the Saudi Arabia of natural gas.
Saudi Arabia, huh? Which is one of the richest countries in the world, thanks to oil and gas. So how much gas is the Marcellus actually putting out?
25 billion cubic feet, worth about $112 million every single day. And that's just the beginning. Experts say the basin could produce 40 billion cubic feet per day over the next 10 years.
Which would be about half the gas produced in the U.S. That's amazing.
And you know what? That could be conservative. A recent study found that the recoverable gas could triple with just 50% more wells.
Right. So the Marcellus, already a powerhouse of natural gas, and yet the vast majority of its growth is still ahead.
Exactly. And AI companies are piling in to make the most of this incredible natural resource.
Which companies? Any names that we might recognize?
Well, some of the biggest players in AI are pouring money into the area. Take a look.
Okay, so we are seeing $6 billion from CoreWeave, $25 billion from Google, $85 billion from Blackstone. And all right, we've just named a few there, and we're already over $100 billion.
AI is driving the natural gas boom in America, and it's all centered around the Marcellus. It's no wonder Larry Fink's BlackRock bought into the company with 1.2 million acres of prime shale real estate in the Marcellus.
It really is incredible. Now, is this the company that you're most excited about?
Well, look, you could follow Larry Fink into the company Expand Energy, ticker EXE, and I'm sure you'll do all right. But there is a far better way to play it, right?
What do you specifically suggest then?
Well, I found a company with a chokehold on the Marcellus Shale's explosive growth. Like Expand Energy, it has tons of drillable land. But this company has a key strategic advantage that I believe will make it the most desirable stock in the Marcellus.
Okay, so why don't we talk brass tacks here for just a second? Tell us about the financials.
Well, revenue is at its highest in 2 years, which should keep climbing as the company positions itself to be the supplier for America's AI energy boom.
Okay. Now, how do you know, Larry, that this company is going to take the lion's share of the market?
Well, Chris, simply put, there are no alternatives. That's because this company doesn't just drill for gas, it controls the infrastructure to supply gas directly to the data centers.
So wait a minute, this company is directly integrated into the AI boom?
It sure is, and it's finalizing a deal to provide gas to the Homer City project.
Okay, so what's Homer City?
It's a $10 billion project transforming what was once Pennsylvania's largest coal power plant into a massive 3,500-acre data center.
And let me guess, it's going to be running on natural gas.
It sure is 665 million cubic feet a day.
It's impressive. Now, I will say, one project, as impressive as it is, I'm not sure that's enough for me to, convince me to back up the truck on this thing, though.
Well, Chris, another project has 850 million cubic feet per day in the works for the Shipping Port AI power station, and that's within the basin itself. The true strategic advantage of this company I want to share with you today is this.
All right, let's take a look here. And what do we see in this photo?
The gateway to America's AI boom, the Mountain Valley Pipeline.
All right, so Mountain Valley Pipeline, I got to be honest, looks like a lot of dirt and plumbing to me, Larry. Now, what's the significance of this?
It's a 303-mile artery. It connects America's biggest source of natural gas directly to the blossoming AI data center market in the Southeast.
All right, and just to be clear, the company that you're talking about controls it.
It does, making this company the nation's only large-scale, fully integrated natural gas provider, and the smart money is piling in.
Right. And forgive me, I sound like a broken clock here, but I got to ask now, who is investing in this?
Well, Slate Path Capital just bought over $120 million of stock. It's one of the few funds to beat the S&P in 2024. Another, Castlehook, rode the AI-powered trade to a 60% gain last year. Now it tripled its holding in this company.
Tripled?
Yes, and Vanguard is the world's second largest investment firm. It now owns nearly $4 billion worth of this company.
Right. So my next question is, Larry, are you going to be following the smart money and investing in this fully integrated AI energy powerhouse?
You could join them and invest the old-fashioned way. I'm sure you'll do great. But wouldn't you rather have the chance to multiply your returns with options? In my eyes, it's the greatest pure profit play in any market.
Right. And I'd be shocked if even 1 in 100,000 people, investors out there, even knew about this.
Well, most investors will let this AI energy boom pass them by. They'll watch as data centers drive the price of natural gas higher and higher.
And they'll probably back up the truck on the large players out there that everybody knows, like Exxon and Chevron.
Maybe, or it's possible they'll wait and miss out altogether. But I've shown you a much more lucrative way to tap into the very heart of the energy boom.
Mm-hmm. Yes, you have. In fact, I would say that if my retirement was on the line, I'm pretty sure I'd know what I would do at this point. So, point blank, how do we get in on this AI options play?
You'll get all the details in my newest special report, the #1 retirement play in U.S. energy. This research report details everything you'll need to know to take advantage of my favorite option play in the oil and gas industry right now. I'll show you exactly how to get massive payouts from hungry investors rushing into America's most productive natural gas basin.
Right. Sounds great. And I would urge everybody watching to read that today so that you can get started immediately. So, Larry, how exactly do we get access to that report?
If you're watching and you're interested, I'll send you the report at the end of this interview. But I also want to send you a second special report I put together.
That's great. What's this one on?
It details another under-the-radar energy opportunity that can be as profitable as trading options. But you buy and sell it exactly like a regular stock.
Now, that sounds interesting. That would be a unique way to ride the markets.
Like my number one retirement play, this is a way to multiply price movements in the energy space. And there is also a potential for massive returns in a boom or bust. But you never need to touch options with this method.
So can you show us how this works?
If oil were to jump 5% in a day, this investment would go up 10%. This is thanks to the incredible phenomenon called leverage.
Leverage. So when you borrow money to invest a larger amount, right?
Exactly. Leverage lets you control more of an asset than you put down in cash. If you bought a house, you likely used leverage without even knowing that you did. Say you put down $100,000 on a $500,000 house. You only own 20% of the house.
Right. The bank owns the rest.
But with the down payment, you control 100% of the home's value. If you turn around and sell the house for $600,000, you will have $200,000 in your pocket after you pay back the bank.
Right. I see. The home's only worth 20% more, but you end up doubling the money that you invested.
Well, Chris, that's the magic of leverage. And with this asset, you don't need to worry about talking to a loan officer. The leverage is built in.
Right. So when you buy $1,000 worth of this asset, it's like you control $2,000 worth of oil. The oil, if the price shoots up one day, you double the return.
Of course, the inverse is true as well. If oil goes down, this asset can drop twice as fast. But you can't lose more than you put in, and the potential upside is unlimited.
Right. Now, earlier you mentioned that you could use this to profit in a boom or a bust. How does that work?
Well, that's because the unique energy play comes with two flavors. One provides leverage, like we talked about, and the other provides inverse leverage.
Inverse leverage. Now, how does that work?
Well, in that case, when oil goes down, the inverse asset goes up. And between January 27th and April 28th, crude dropped 22%. Meanwhile, this asset scored a 43% gain.
So flipping that loss into a gain and almost perfectly doubling it. Why isn't everybody doing this? Is this expensive?
Not at all. You can get started for under $25 a share. I detail exactly how in my report, Drill Baby Drill, how to leverage your wealth in the U.S. energy market. And today I'd like to give you all this research totally risk-free, and there's still one more opportunity I want to share with you.
Wow, that's great. What is that?
Like my number one energy play, it's a way to exploit the interests of hungry investors with options. But instead of profiting from natural gas, this targets another inflation-beating commodity, gold.
Gold. So, see, this is interesting to me too as well, because gold, Larry, as you know, has been unstoppable. It hit a new high of $2,000, then $2,500, $3,000. It just keeps soaring, right?
It was a great year for gold bugs, but recently a strange signal in gold popped onto my team's radar, pointing towards an incredible profit opportunity.
Right. You think we should be buying physical gold, ETFs, or maybe mining stocks?
Well, none of the above. They could all do all right in the years to come. But this signal is showing the kind of interest that could turn options markets into a lucrative free-for-all.
Well, I like the sound of that.
You see, over the last few months, the global gold supply is up, and at the same time, demand is down. What do you think is going on with prices?
Well, supply and demand law says prices should probably fall.
But the opposite is happening. Gold has rocketed to never-before-seen highs. It's up 39.7% for the year.
Right. And for a precious metal, see, that's incredible.
It could be, but savvy investors can produce far higher returns with options. Since the signal flash, we already found examples of extraordinary gains with gold options. A 9-day trade saw a gain of 38.5%. We found one for 157% in a week. and another did 143% in just 2 days.
Those are amazing, quick, short trades, 4 times what you get from holding gold all year long. Now, do you think, Larry, are we going to keep seeing opportunities like this as this anomaly plays out?
I do, many times over. You'll see all the details in my special report, The Gold Multiplier. I want to send you all 3 of these reports today, but I don't want you to pay a single red penny for any of them. Instead, you can get everything I promised just by giving my research a test drive.
Right. So you're talking about your research service called One Ticker Trader.
I do. As we navigate the AI energy boom, I'm giving all my Marsalis recommendations to my One Ticker Trader members free.
So I can get Larry Benedict to guide me through this new boom in natural gas just by trying One Ticker Trader?
That's right. I started One Ticker Trader to help folks grow their savings faster and maximize the funds that they have to live on in retirement. I keep members up to date on the biggest opportunities I see in the market right now. I'm looking for big returns, minimal risk, and ultimately trades that I believe will give meaningful returns to the people who need them the most.
Right. Big returns and minimal risk. And just for those of you watching right now, I need to add and underline this. One Ticker Trader is not just another set of trade recommendations. No way. You're going to get hedge fund level analysis of the market opportunities that Larry is finding. It's a terrific opportunity to learn from a trader with decades of experience. And remember, his expertise is the exact reason that wealthy sheikhs have trusted him with their money. And you're going to be able to see firsthand how he's generated double and even triple-digit gains. You'll learn his secret to optimal position sizing and exactly how Larry does go about maximizing portfolio growth.
And in order to do that, I've created a full model portfolio of trade recommendations called the One Ticker Trader Portfolio. I launched it back in 2022 with the goal of showing people how to use my strategies to make all the money they need. And I'm pleased to say the results have been exceptional. And it's become incredibly popular with our members. Here, read what one of our members wrote.
All right, we'll show it to you here on the screen too, and I'll read through it with you. Finally, a signal service that delivers profitable results. I've tried many signal services and even live trading rooms, and none of them have delivered the kind of results that you have with your One Ticker Trader service. It's good to know there's at least one honest guru out there whose reputation is well earned. Thank you.
I want to give you, as a new member of the One Ticker Trader, full access to every trade in this portfolio.
Right. Larry, is it true that you've got an 87% win rate so far this year?
It is. I only bring the best opportunities, so you won't see hundreds of trades posted a day. You'll normally see 1 or 2 open recommendations at a time in your portfolio.
Right. So if you're looking to generate large returns and very quickly, I don't think there's any better way than the trades that Larry recommends.
I have something else I'd like to share with you to give you an edge on all the other traders out there.
All right, well, let's take a look at it here. This report is called Larry's Guide to Options.
Well, Chris, I have over 40 years experience trading options, and inside this report, I walk you through the unique approach that I use.
Definitely, and folks, I can tell you this is a very complete A to Z on options, from a step-by-step guide on how to create a brokerage account to buying and selling the options to the strategies that Larry used to go 20 straight years without clocking a loss.
And there's something in here to be gained for everyone.
Right. And to be clear, you can get this guide, the portfolio, and all of Larry's picks just by giving One Ticker Trader a completely risk-free trial. And when you start that trial membership today, you're going to get instant access to the 3 free reports that Larry has talked about so far today that detail the best ways to tap into this new AI boom in American energy. The #1 retirement play in U.S. energy, Drill Baby Drill, how to leverage your wealth in U.S. energy, and the Gold Multiplier.
And there's one more gift I'd like to send you for free today. It's like Pickens said, a fool with a plan can outsmart a genius without a plan any day. And I'm putting my full plan on the table today for you to see. The One Ticker Retirement Plan.
Right. Now, this is the breakthrough report that started it all at One Ticker Trader. You are not going to find that for sale on Amazon or anywhere for that matter. It is only available here today.
It's my life's work distilled into one document, and I only share it with a select few. In this report, I'll teach you everything you need to know to put my system to work time and time again. I spent years showing everyday folks how to use options for a better retirement.
Right. And on that note, what I would like to do is share a few more words from your followers. Take a look up here. Lou S. wrote in to say that you teach trading in such simple terms that a newbie like me is getting it. Christopher K. said, I entered my first trade last week using your one-ticker trader, made a profit of 23% in just 2 days. Thanks for helping the common folks. Frank Yu said, another great trade, 65.9% in 7 days. Kim T said, was out of town and could not do Tesla right away. I put in an options order last night when I got home, made 66% profit in less than 4 hours. And I love this one. Carolyn C says, I'm 84 years old. I just did my first ever options trade, well over a 100% gain. Thank you for giving me a new life in a new world. And then Larry L said, in the past 11 weeks, I've made 11 trades with an average profit of 32.4%. Larry, I believe you are the real deal. That's amazing feedback right there.
Oh, thanks, Chris. Those messages mean the world to me.
Yeah, it's perfectly understandable. 11 trades at an average of, what do you say, 32.4%? That's pretty incredible. If he put down, say, $5,000 on each of those trades, that's almost an extra $20K in the bank in less than 3 months' time. Now, look, returns like this are exceptional. All investments carry risk. Past performance, of course, doesn't indicate future success. The truth is that most people who buy trading research will never see results like this because most of them won't even get so far as to enter the trades that they see recommended. But this just goes to show what is possible when you put Larry's system to use in a practical way. Now, here are just a few of the things that you're going to discover in the one-ticker retirement plan. Why you should never risk more than you can afford to lose. A disturbingly common sign that you're set up with a weak portfolio. If you see this, you need to take matters into your own hands. The market signal that lets you buy assets for 75 cents on the dollar or less, and it has nothing to do with options or leverage. Just a great way to catch a screaming deal. In fact, Larry used this trick to buy Bank of America at $2 a share and net $10 million in profit by day's end. You'll learn how to take a snapshot of the markets and actually see the money moving. This is how Larry spots opportunities like today's boom in energy. You'll also see how to use Larry's one-ticker strategy in bear or bull markets. And once you read that, you're going to understand exactly how it is possible to profit big off the boom and big off the bust as well.
In short, it's a complete rundown of the biggest needle-moving tips from my 40-year career.
Exactly. You're going to get all of that just moments from now, and all you got to do is take a simple trial run of Larry's popular research publication called The One-Ticker Trader. So let me total it up for just a minute. This might be helpful to you. When you join today, you're going to receive access to the One-Ticker Trader portfolio, real-time trade alerts that come straight to your inbox so that you never miss out on an opportunity, password-protected access to the members-only website, which is filled with hedge fund-level analysis of today's markets. You'll also get access to a weekly Ask Larry Anything. So this is direct access to ask Larry all of your questions about the market. And to be clear, he can't give any personalized investing advice, but this is your chance to bend the ear of an expert. You'll also receive every report and every special bonus that Larry has lined up for you today, and that includes the one-ticker retirement plan, which is only available in One-Ticker Trader, Larry's Guide to Options, which is a $99 value, the Gold Multiplier, which is valued at $199, Drill Baby Drill, How to Leverage Your Wealth in the U.S. Energy Markets, $99 in value, and of course the big one, the #1 retirement play in U.S. energy, and that is valued at $299. So that's a total of 5 free bonuses valued at $696. It's a great deal.
Oh, thanks. Plus, you'll have me helping you find the very best opportunities in the market all year long.
Absolutely. To me, the best thing about One-Ticker Trader is the price. It is absolutely unbeatable for the level of service and research that you get. Now, normally, Larry will charge $499 for 12 months of One Ticker Trader. And I'm sure you can agree that is more than fair given the quality of research that he and his team provide and bring to the table. But today, you can join for a fraction of that. Larry is letting viewers of this interview in for just $79 for a full 12 months of access to One Ticker Trader.
On top of that big discount, I'm giving you a best-in-class guarantee. When you join the One Ticker Trader today, you'll do so absolutely risk-free for a full 30 days.
Which means there's nothing to lose by acting right now. Though, try One Ticker Trader risk-free for the next month, and if for any reason you're unhappy, all you got to do is call Larry's team and you'll get a prompt, hassle-free 100% refund. And you get to keep every single report that's coming your way today. Now, if that's not a fair deal, I'm not sure I know what is. You're going to get a full 12 months access to One Ticker Trader, as well as all of the gifts that we've discussed here today, and that includes Larry's #1 energy retirement play. Now, you may be wondering, why is he giving away so much value at such a great price? Larry, I'm going to let you answer that one.
Well, in the words of T. Boone Pickens, opportunities like this don't come along every 15 minutes. The key is to spot them early, get on board fast, and ride it for everything it's worth. This AI-powered boom in natural gas is a generational chance at building wealth. I want to make sure everyone who wants to tap into it can.
Yeah, well, mission accomplished.
Well, it's not much risk for me either. I know that once you experience One Ticker Trader, you'll stick with us for the long haul. I want to see you stay on for the second year and then another. I want to hear your success stories. I want to see your email in my inbox telling me you've made more money than you ever thought would be possible with options.
That's actually a very good point. You can charge so little because the people who actually practically use your recommendations will end up sticking around.
Exactly. You'll want the chance to keep making more money, and you'll want all your friends and family to get in too. That's why it's in my best interest to help you learn how to make as much money as possible.
Yeah, it really does make a lot of sense.
Of course, it's important to remember that not every trade will be a winner, but I'm confident that I will help you on your path to a wealthier life because I've done it for years for people just like you.
Yeah, and it is clear that your readers absolutely love these options plays. I mean, we've got Mike S. I'm going to give you a few more examples here. Mike wrote to you after cashing in on one of your natural gas plays, and he said, "Dear Larry, what an amazing call you made on the LNG call option. I bought one contract yesterday for $2.25 per share, sold it today for $4.88 per share. That's $263.97 in profit, or 117.5% gain in just one day. Very nice work, team. Keep them coming, please." Then we got Nalini B., who wrote in after a hot streak where she averaged 20% on each of 4 trades in just 1 week. And she said, "I just want to express my appreciation for your One Ticker Trader and opportunistic trader services. It's a huge help to me and my family right now when almost everything else in my portfolio is in the red. Thanks so much for the difference you're making for me and my family." And then there's Greg D., who wrote after collecting a 122% profit in less than 24 hours on his first trade with Larry. Listen to this. "Thank you for this service. This just may end up being the icing on the cake for me to retire." More terrific notes.
Thanks, Chris. Messages like these are among the proudest moments of my career.
I'm sure. I don't doubt that at all. Now, here's what I want for you watching at home. Not personally, what I want for you is for you to imagine how you and your family would live. How would you spend your days? Where would you spend your days and your time if you did not need to worry about money? What does that dream home look like? What would you book a family vacation with your kids or grandkids? I'm sure you'd probably sleep better at night. Keep that picture, whatever it is, keep that picture of your ideal perfect life in your mind, because Larry can help you achieve those goals.
I've shown you the big returns many of my readers have achieved by following my retirement plan. Anyone can tap into this plan's potential today. My readers are real people folks who started out just like you, and you've seen what a little expert guidance can do for them.
Exactly. That is the potential of the opportunity that's in front of you right now.
I'm completely focused on helping our members maximize returns so that they can achieve their dream lives.
Right. And here's the truth. Anybody can use a little savings, a little more in their savings. And it really doesn't matter what your financial situation is. This is your chance. You can start down a path today with real potential to achieve that dream life. It doesn't matter where you're starting from. It doesn't matter what your age is. It doesn't matter what your savings account looks like. You can do it. You can do it right now and start down this road because you made the decision to give One Ticker Trader a risk-free try today. And remember, if you join now, Larry's going to show you how to tap into this incredible new AI boom that's going on in American energy. He showed us how T. Boone Pickens used natural gas options to become a billionaire after his 68th birthday, after being forced to sell his company that was on the brink of bankruptcy as he hit retirement age. So just to put it simply, he's shown us the very best way to tap into the potential for some incredible returns today.
And the play I'm recommending doesn't take a lot of capital to get into, but this opportunity will not last forever. Once everyone starts piling into natural gas, you could miss out on this hidden in plain sight bull market.
Right, and what a shame that would be.
I'd like to leave you with one last piece of wisdom from T. Boone Pickens. I believe this is the key to his success. Don't fall victim to ready, aim, aim, aim syndrome. You must be willing to fire, so please act now.
Remember, you've got nothing to lose. It's a risk-free trial. If the membership does not live up to your expectations, you'll get every single penny back. With a deal like that, there really is no reason at all not to respond to the offer right away. So click the button below, claim your reports, including the big one, the #1 retirement play in U.S. energy. Take that risk-free trial of One Ticker Trader, claim all the bonus gifts mentioned today. It really is very, very simple and very, very quick. Once you click that button, a whole world of opportunity will begin to unfold right in front of you. But the time to act is now. You're the one that has to take the action and do it. Opportunities like this don't come around very often. But to get started, all you've got to do is click the button below. Larry, I thank you very much for being here with us. A terrific conversation. In the few seconds we've got left, I'll give you a chance to say anything left to our viewers.
Well, first, Chris, I'd like to thank you for coming. It's really been great. And thank you to those watching at home. I'm Larry Benedict. I look forward to seeing you on the inside. And let's put a P on the page together.